from Hairdresser Journal. Welcome back to our live webinar today. On HJ, we're celebrating Sustainability Week this week. So to kick things off, we thought we'd do a live to kind of help you become more sustainable within the hairdressing industry. And to shed some light on this, we are joined by Lorraine Naughton, Managing Director of Obi-Wan Hair. Welcome, Lorraine.
Good morning, everybody.
Morning, it's great to have you here. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. And thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to talk about sustainability today.
Amazing. We're really excited to learn more about it. I'm sure you've got lots of tips and advice for us. To start things off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how your journey started as a sustainable salon?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to start by saying I'm not a hairdresser and I'm certainly not a professor of sustainability. Okay, I am purely just a business owner who is going down the sustainable journey. All right. And I'm learning new things every single day. So, you know, as teachers, we learn more all of the time. And obviously by being here today, I was reading even more stuff and learning more things. So, and it's vast. It is absolutely vast. How I started was last year, obviously COVID hit. And during our first lockdown, we saw the likes of the canals in Venice. We actually saw fish. Did anyone even know there was fish in the canals in Venice? You know, the cities across the world, the smog was being lifted, the air was cleaner, noise pollution came down, you know, so we sort of kind of sat back and went, this earth needs us. There is no planet B. We have one planet, we have one life, and we need to look after it. And not only for ourselves, but also for future generations. And the question I asked myself, if we were to live here forever, what would we do? We'd certainly take more care of what we have. And sustainability is not just about, you know, putting things in the right bin. It's not. It's so much greater. And from a person point of view, you know, I looked at my team and how our industry works and realized that we needed to change that. Life balance, work-life balance became so much more important. And we looked at that internally. And it gave us the opportunity and the time to look inwards to see what we were doing that affected our planet and our people. And that's where I kind of started down the sustainability journey.
Amazing. And can you share some of the ways that sustainability has benefited your salon, whether it be from clients or any other areas?
Yeah, no problem. There's loads of ways that it's benefited us. The first thing is it has benefited my team, right? My team are really, really important to me. Like, I'm only as good as the team I have working with me. And I'm very, very blessed. I have an awesome team and they're so into all of this. They've all bought in. No more than myself, we thought, you know, sustainability was brown bin, green bin, like we did, okay? So first of all, we've attracted new clients, which is always good in our industry. In any industry, it's good. We attracted new clients because Google actually have said last year, 2020, the search for how to live a more sustainable life increased by 4,550%.
Wow.
Okay. So it just shows you it has become really, really important in people's lives. So therefore, when people are looking for new hairdressers, like to get their hair done, they are looking for sustainable salons. So that's the first thing. So you're going to get new clients. The second thing is your existing clients become more loyal because you're making them feel better, because not only because obviously their hair is fab, but because you're helping them make a difference. Okay, so new clients, more loyal clients. Also, you attract new staff. You attract the younger generation who are more into this than my generation surely were, because they're growing up with it. So you're attracting new staff. And again, in our industry, it's quite hard to get good new staff. So I've now staff coming to want to work for me. So that's three huge benefits. Obviously, as I said, it's a huge benefit to my existing team because they're happier, which means my clients are happier, which means I'm happier. So we're all happy. Okay. It also strengthens our core values. Our core value is we care. We care about our hair. We care about our clients. We care about team. And now we care about our planet and our communities. So that's another huge benefit. It kind of just fits in with all of our core values as it is. And like, we're going to be ahead of the game. Sustainability is going to become like, I'll make this a very basic analogy. we're not allowed to use or buy plastic bags, or sorry, get plastic bags for free in a supermarket. Like years ago when that initiative came in, we were like, oh my God, what do you mean you're not going to give me a plastic bag for my shopping? Now we all go in with our reusable plastic bags. Sustainability is going to become, people are going to make it, you're going to have to do it. It's not going to be an option. So you're going to be ahead of the game. It's going to come in, so you may as well get on the bandwagon and get on with it. So we're going to be ahead of our time. And by doing this, we're going to become better people. We're going to look after what we need to look after, which is our planet and our people. And they're the benefits of becoming a sustainable business.
Fantastic. It's really interesting to hear how that, you know, maybe some simple changes can have such a ripple effect across the whole business itself. Did you come across any challenges when you started making these steps to becoming more sustainable? Was there anything that was a particular challenge?
I hadn't a clue. I had no idea. I didn't even know what the word meant. Okay. Again, I thought it was recycling, but it's huge. I learn something new every day. And, you know, there's loads of misconceptions. Now, I have to say, you know, once you start looking into it, there's so much there to help you. We're a L'Oreal salon, and L'Oreal are huge on sustainability. I mean, like they're one of the world leaders for sure. I mean, like back in 1980, like 14 years before it became an EU directive, like they created fake skin to test products on. So yeah, it's huge. It's massive. Nobody actually understands sustainability completely. Obviously, there's the experts, but the general lay person like myself that owns a business that wants to go down this route, the information is there. You just have to go looking for it.
Amazing. So kind of doing your research, that
Absolutely.
sort of thing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And when you're choosing to work with a supplier, what kind of key questions should you be asking to make sure that they align with your sustainable values as well?
You need to ask them what basically the sustainability initiative is, obviously. You know, what are their plans to reduce the use of energy, their water plans, their waste, their emission use? Are they addressing not only social equality, but social equity? And I didn't even know there was a difference. Do they support groups that are opposed to sustainability, which is really important? Or are they just ticking boxes? Because so many people say, oh yeah, no, we do this, we do that, but are they doing it? And that's kind of what I would look at. As I say, you know, our main supplier for our product is L'Oreal. So, I mean, they have a huge sustainable plan, and, you know, for 2030, and, you know, not only in their products, but their planet and human rights and everything like that. So yeah, I would be very interested in what our suppliers are. Now, I haven't got it all right yet, but they are what I would ask in suppliers going forward.
Amazing. And what are some of the common misconceptions around sustainability and recycling and all these kind of umbrella, I guess, everything that comes under that umbrella?
I think the biggest misconception is that it's expensive, you know, especially now after our industry being shut for so long, and we're still shut here in Ireland. But it's not. Like, you can look at it in lots of different ways. You know, if you want to go to the shop, walk instead of driving, so you reduce your carbon footprint. That not only saves you money in petrol, it's healthier for you and it's better for the environment. I know that's bringing it down to really small, like little steps, but little steps all together make big steps. You know, it's not just about having, as I said, your brown bin and your green bin. It's not just about recycling. I mean, that's important. That is really important, but it's not just about recycling. I mean, you know, and people think green living, you know, sustainability is about hugging trees. You know, there's so many misconceptions around it. It's basically about making better choices for the environment and for future generations. Small, as I say, small changes make the difference. There's a lot to learn and a lot of things to consider, but I think the biggest one is that it's expensive.
That's interesting. Why do you think there's that misconception?
Because people don't understand it, and they think they have to put into all these new systems in order to be sustainable, because they don't understand the word. You know, they think it's about putting in huge filtration systems and, you know, doing all sorts of like rain harvesting and, you know, that kind of thing. But it's not. It's the simple things. It's the really small things. I mean, if you change from, say, cow's milk to using plant milk. Okay, cow's milk takes 700 litres of water to make. 1 litre of cow's milk, you have to use 700 litres of water to make it. If you're using a plant-based milk, it's 50 litres.
Wow, it's really significant, isn't it?
Huge. It's massive. Yeah.
So it's kind of all those little things. Amazing. So I guess it's kind of about doing the little things that you can change, I guess, almost quite quickly, that amount up to a lot without having to do loads of, like, as you say, like rain filter systems and that sort of thing. Amazing. And if a salon is looking to make steps to becoming sustainable, perhaps we have some people watching who want to make some real practical steps, what would you advise that they do to get started?
Oh, there's so many small steps. We'll start off by opening your windows instead of using your air conditioner. And the reason I like these tips and helps is a lot of, I'll just go back a little bit, a lot of the training we go on, you know, have these lovely ideas and talk about sustainability, but it's the actual day-to-day practical help, which is so, so important. So as I said, like open your doors, okay, ventilation, which is really important, obviously now with regards to COVID, but open your windows, change your bulbs to LEDs. I mean, we can save 105 billion euros annually if people change to light-saving energy. Like 105 billion just by changing your bulbs.
That's incredible.
Okay. No paper in the salon. That's another thing. We've gone from paper receipts to either emailing or texting. We have gotten rid of physical consultation sheets. They will all be emailed. We've removed magazines originally because of COVID, but now we've gone to digital magazines. So we're not creating any paper. And also business cards, now we will use QR codes instead of business cards. But if you have to use paper, I mean, paper will still be used. Use recycled paper and make sure you recycle it. Make sure you print on both sides. We've changed to eco shower heads. Again, they're not expensive. They're readily available and they will reduce your water consumption by 65%. Okay.
Wow.
They remove all sorts of different things. I won't go into it, but you know, your hair will actually feel better afterwards. No plastic bottles. Don't use those. Use reusable bottles. Instead of takeaway cups for coffee, you know, that's basic. Like use your phone to take notes instead of paper. We've actually also changed our uniform. As you see, this is our uniform here. We've got hoodies and I'm actually just about to buy dresses and t-shirts from an Irish company called the T-shirt Company. And they use recycled polyester and plastics to make these. So the plastic of this will be used from plastic from the oceans and organic cotton. And they would actually use rain harvested water. They also use water-based inks, obviously for obvious reasons, so there's no microplastics. The other thing in the salons you can use are like, you know, VOC paints. We offer, we haven't because we haven't been open, but we will offer plant-based milk instead of cow's milk. Now we'll offer both because we're not a vegan salon. It's not fair to put our beliefs onto others. And, you know, you have to be careful. You can't say, oh, you have to do all this. And then we go in and drink a pint of cow's milk and eat a meat sandwich. You know, you have to cater for everybody. I'm going to introduce, and the team don't know this yet, I'm going to introduce like a meat-free Monday. So nobody's allowed to eat meat on a Monday because it costs, I don't know what the stats are yet. Beef has 3.5, I'm going to read this because I don't know it, 3.5 times the water footprint of chicken and 8 times that of a vegetarian option.
Wow.
So if you eat meat 1 time less a week, can you imagine how much difference it would make to the world? Like if you do it and I do it and then another person does it, it just increases the whole way. So the other things you can do is you can use ammonia-free product in your salon. We use Inuit from L'Oreal. Shop locally, reduce your carbon footprint. You know, weigh your products in your salon instead of just mixing, because obviously you don't want those chemicals to disappear down the sink. We're using biodegradable towels instead of washing towels, and these obviously are biodegradable. Turn down your thermostat by 10 degrees. We're a L'Oreal Colour Destination salon, and we do a lot of freehand paint work for hair. So you're reducing your use of foils and plastics in between the hair. We push using foils instead of mesh because it's easier to recycle one than the other. So foils are much better than using the plastic mesh. We don't have any lights on at night in the salon. We turn off lights, we turn off switches. We check for leaks and drips every week. And another thing we're going to have is like, when you're going to buy lunch, bring a container to put the sandwich into instead of getting them to wrap it all up in cellophane or in foil and into paper bags and things like that. So there's some practical day-to-day things that cost nothing.
Yeah, I guess that's the big thing. A lot of these things or swaps don't really have to cost very much or nothing at all. Mm. And especially as you were saying as well with the special wash basin shower heads that you have, saving water, I guess that saves money for the business as well.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. I actually think we're more profitable because of sustainability. There is a new product, a machine called the Ping Out. I haven't used it yet, but they're claiming that you're going to reduce the use of product by 30%. As I say, I haven't used it yet, so I can't claim it does. But yeah, the figures look great. And then when you've done all of this and you've looked at your business to see what you can do to change, there is then Green Salon Collective is a company that L'Oreal introduced me to because, they're obviously pushing sustainability in our industry. And Green Salon Collective are those who basically fix what you don't do. An amazing company. And they basically supply you with bins and the knowledge on how to recycle everything we use in the salon. So our salon is now zero to landfill. We send everything back to them. We send back our waste product that we don't use, which we shouldn't have because you should remix it and actually just have enough product for the hair color. All papers, all plastic, all PPE, our foil, absolutely everything goes back to them to be reused, even hair. So we nothing going into a general bin.
Fantastic. And can you suggest any simple swaps for salons who can improve their sustainable efforts? Anything that they can kind of implement straight away?
Well, like I said, milk, change it. Your light bulbs, I've gone through those light bulbs, foil, mesh, they're very, very basic things like open the windows. Yeah, it's they're very small things, but if every single salon across the world did it, the difference that we would make. As I said, by bringing in a company like Green Salon Collective, people say, oh yeah, but you have to pay for that and all the rest. Yeah, you do have to pay for it, but you bring on board your clients and we actually charge our clients €2 green fee. So that goes towards the cost of recycling everything in our salon, which makes it very sustainable. And €2, who misses it? Or £1 to yourselves. Who misses it? If you dropped it on the ground, would you pick it up? A cup of coffee costs €3. Like you can do twice about spending it. And the exciting thing, and they do so much good. Their profits go towards helping, the homeless with haircuts and feeding people and abused women and all sorts of things. But the fun story that everybody remembers is when we have hair, obviously we cut a lot of hair, and that hair gets recycled into making hair booms. And hair booms are basically like a long sausage of hair in a net that's biodegradable, that's used to clean the oceans and waterways of debris and chemicals and all of the different things that shouldn't be in the ocean. And you can use it also underneath your plants at home to help when the water comes down through your plant into the base of it, and it holds the nutrients, and it's biodegradable. So it's great use for your hair. And actually, the other thing I forgot to say is that we're introducing plants into the salon, and we have a list of 10 plants that I actually would clean our air, make it better for us, a better working environment for us and for our clients to be in, and just purely picking the right plants to clean our air.
That's amazing. There's so many little tips and tricks that you can implement almost straight away, which is fantastic. If you have any questions for Lorraine, please do pop them in the chat and we can come to them towards the end. But next question for me would be, how can salons minimise waste in the first place, whether it's through product, electricity, water, etc.?
Well, obviously, use the right suppliers that have their own sustainable initiatives. We have a brand called Purology. It's a fabulous home care brand. It is made from recycled plastics, obviously fully recyclable, and it's 100% vegan. So your choice of what you use in the salon and the businesses you use in the salon. Now, I haven't yet changed my energy supplier or my bank or anything like that. As I say, it's a journey. Sustainability is a journey, and it will be a journey for life. I haven't done it all yet. I'm looking at water filtration system in the salon because where we are, our water is quite hard. Whilst the eco heads will sort out the basins for hair, bottles of water for the girls. I mean, we consume ourselves a lot of water in the salon. It's one of our daily things that we do. But, we buy it in big bottles of plastic, so simple things like that. So it's, as I say, it's a journey. I certainly don't have all of the answers.
Amazing. I think, as you say, it's I guess it's taking those little steps and not thinking you have to do everything all at once. You can just make some small changes and add to them as you become more confident and adjust to that. With PPE, that's become such a huge part of hairdressers' lives. Are there ways that PPE can be used sustainably?
Yeah, that's probably the most difficult question you're going to ask me today. PPE, it's huge. I mean, we've had to, obviously increase our usage of PPE because of COVID. So whilst we want to do everything we can to save our planet and to be a sustainable salon, we have to look at protecting the health of our team and our clients first. It has to come first. So we supply each client with a mask, and there's nothing we can do about that because we need to do that to keep people safe and to save lives. But we as a team, we use reusable masks. So I bought reusable masks at the very beginning for the team, and then they are obviously, dealt with like from a laundry point of view every day. We use a particular product to clean them to make sure they're safe the next day. Actually, we change them twice a day because we're in the salon for so long. So that's the first thing. So use reusable. It's like the 5 R's: reusable, recyclable. Oh gosh, I can't even remember them. Rot, refuse, all those things. But anyway, PPE. This is one area I'm looking at, and it's using plant-based capes. Haven't found one I like yet. Like that, you have to look at the business and your sustainability plans. Sometimes they don't meet, and you've got to decide which is more important. And we could do 90% of things right and 10% not quite so right. And be kind to yourself in that respect too. You can't do everything. Like, you just can't. It's not possible. Okay. But you can do as much as you can do. We changed over obviously to biodegradable towels, and then we charge €2 green fee. So that makes it sustainable. So that's where we are at the moment. But by having Green Salon Collective as one of our suppliers or business partners, everything we do use in the PPE versions, whatever, are recyclable. And they are reused to make something else. Like our plastic goes back to make colour bowls or combs and hairbrushes and, all sorts of different things. So that's our initiative where PPE is concerned.
Amazing. And you mentioned the Green Salon Collective there. Are there any other resources or websites that you would recommend to people who are looking to make those sustainable steps?
Yeah, obviously, as I say, Green Salon Collective. There's a podcast called Yikes, YIKES, Meet the Fivers. Lucy Biggers does a great blog. There's one called Roadrunner, I think it's WM.com. Go on to the BBC. It was a BBC website actually, and it tells you about the different foods and the carbon footprint different foods have, which is very interesting. Like, the fun facts that I was telling you, it's quite interesting to see those things. And I think, people, when they hear those fun facts, they go, oh, it's like, this one's crazy. This one blew my mind. If everybody in the UK used one staple less, like a staple as in holding pieces of paper together, and used a recyclable paper clip, they would save 120 tons of steel per year.
Wow, it's incredible.
So those little changes make those massive changes. I mean, go on to L'Oreal's Sustainable Initiative site and you'll see what they're doing. Now, obviously, they're a massive company, so they can make all of these massive changes. But even just if you look at the little things, you can bring them down into your own life. I mean, we talked about work-life balance earlier. Now, obviously, L'Oreal, employ millions of people, and they can do things on a much greater scale and make much more of an impact. I mean, I have 10 staff, and last year I looked at work-life balance in the salon, and because we were off, people were kind of appreciating time off to themselves, and not just weekends, but time. So we actually changed our whole working model to having 3 12-hour shifts a week. So my team work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then the following week they work Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So they have every second weekend off. And in our industry, that's unheard of because you normally get 4 Saturdays a year. My team get every second Saturday off because work-life balance is part of sustainability. Looking after the human aspect in our communities and in the world is actually as important. So when you look at these websites, you'll see the bigger picture, but you can bring it right back down into our daily lives.
Fantastic. There's some great resources there. And have you got any final words of wisdom for those watching who are maybe going back into the salon scene? A lot of salons have been reopening in the past few weeks. Anything that they can kind of change during these busy weeks? Their mindset.
Their mindset is a huge thing. What they're going to do. Baby steps, little steps. You know, if one person makes a change and I'm telling one other person about it, it snowballs. So just, talk about it. By me educating today, I'm learning. And it's really important that that's what we do. We learn every day and just try your best. Like if you do one thing better for our planet and the people who live in it today, and we all do that, we're making huge inroads to protecting what we care and love, which is each other and the world.
Amazing. I think that brings us towards the end of today's session, but a great note to end on. And thank you so much, Lorraine, for joining us and sharing all of your advice. It's been fantastic.
Thank you very much. And best of luck, everybody, to you guys over the